Never too much excitement. Never be too excited. Never look at the TV screen before I sit down.
No.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. We're so glad you could attend. Come inside, come inside.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good song.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, there we go.
What up, people?
I gotta act like we actually prepared for this.
Yeah, I mean, other than just...
I know, we just kind of show up and do a thing. Hello, everyone! Yes, if you'd like to get your questions in early so that we can hit them, go for it. That's always the best time. Get them in now, and Fernando's going to go through and start checking them out. We do have a couple little housekeeping things. What's up, peeps? Hello from the Pacific Northwest. Sunny. What's up, El Fuego? Just hello from Fuego. Yeah, okay. 73. SoCal, hey, what's up? Pop-up thunderstorms. Actually, it's funny. While we were sitting here, we pulled the car out, shut the door, sat down, started doing some stuff, looked up, and it was pouring. It wasn't pouring like that. It was ridiculous.
But that's Florida, man.
That is totally Florida. Fang checking in, mostly sunny, 43. That's so great. Everyone checking in. Say hi. How you doing? Chris Vera, what's up? I know you texted me, and
You didn't answer?
I got so like.
That's not good.
I know. I feel terrible. Hold on. Let's see what he had to say.
Hello from Dallas, Texas. See, that's another state. The weather is crazy.
That was funny.
What's up?
Hello from Cape Town. So, funny thing about Cape Town, I might be there next year. So, the Rockford, Africa, South Africa, is good friends with Brian Schmidt, and he really wants Brian Schmidt to come, and he also wants us to come. By us, it means me, because Fernando can't go. But I might be there next year. I'm excited. I think that would be cool. Whatever. Boston Mike checking in. The donuts are getting cold. 44, but clear skies. Dude, I don't know how y'all do it. I really don't. I mean, don't get me wrong. 50 sounds really nice right about now. And I'm pretty excited because like CMA is right around the corner and I'll be in Canada in like 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And I know it'll be cold. I get to wear my jacket at least one more time. This year was weird though, because like we went to Alaska, and so like in July I was wearing a jacket and it was cold. That was cool, man. Like I'll do that again. Yeah. Like to me, that is a spectacular summer vacation, is going somewhere where it's cold. And I know you guys are thinking that's the dumbest thing ever. I want to go somewhere where it's warm. The yin and yang, to each his own. We do this little thing called the 12-Volt Clean Wire Club, and every weekend Fernando scours the page and finds some of the coolest stuff that you guys can come up with. I love it. You guys, like, it's great to see this. So this week we have, going to button number 2. Who do we have this week? Do you know?
This is a small place called Munster in Mexico City.
Oh, Ricardo.
That's
did this?
Ricardo. Yes.
Wow.
Well, the boys did that.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Ricardo's boys did this.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry. That a Mustang? That's a Mustang, right?
I don't know what it is, to be honest with you.
No, it's not a Mustang. It looks like a Mustang, but it's not a Mustang because the seats are different.
Right.
Huh.
But, I mean, it's 3 amplifiers in the top, distribution block in the center. I mean, it's nice, you know, for the amount of equipment that they have.
And I'm sure it looks all flushed out and cool on the other side.
If you go and click on the pictures,
you get to see the whole thing.
You get to see the whole thing, like the beauty panels on the front and the clean stuff in the back. So that was good. So
very nice. Hey, just so you know, the 12-Volt Clean Wire Club.
The what?
Yeah. No, right. The 12.
Okay, let's try again.
The 12-Volt Clean Wire Club is brought to you by the fine folks at Tsunami and T-Spec. If you'd like to know more about them and support the cause, you can head over to tsunamionline.com and tspeconline.com, or just head over to Metra Online. There you can download all the catalogs and check this stuff out. They're a proud sponsor of the show. We love those guys. and they make some cool ass products. Boom. All right. So with that out of the way,
I submitted new early on the 12. I mean, I haven't had the chance, but maybe Clint approve it.
What are we talking about?
I don't know.
Oh.
Submit a new picture.
Hey, dude, breathe, man, breathe.
I'm trying to.
I know him.
Oh.
All right. Let me do that. Who should we bring up first? I feel like. All right. You know what?
Let's try backwards.
I want to do this one first because this is kind of like on the page. And also we just did a Tesla, and this is so. For those of you guys who don't know, Focal-America.com or just Focal makes Focal Inside.
Yeah.
Focal Inside is the plug-and-play solution for most of your cars that are driving on the road today. They have Ford, they have Nissan, they have Toyota, they have Tesla, they have BMW, they have Mercedes, and they have Volkswagen. I'm sure I'm missing a few, and a bunch of them for the European market that we don't have here, like Renault and Peugeot and all those other fun ones that whatever. But if you're interested in finding the ultimate upgrade that is easy to do, make sure to head over to focal-america.com and or focalinside.com and get a list. Make sure to follow them at focalamerica.com. Make sure to follow them at Focal America on Instagram and or Facebook. There you can keep up with all the things that are happening. And if you do a cool install, hey, you never know. They might post your pic. Yeah. Just saying. You never know.
A lot of manufacturers trying to do that now.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, like supporting people. Wow, it's so crazy. All right, so I think it's at the housekeeping. When it was the housekeeping, there was an ad at the front, too. If you're interested in checking out the IRTA2, you can head over to dnftooldraw.com. Okay,
that's great.
Load us up with some questions, Fernando. We want to machine gun through these because we know you guys had a bunch of questions on Saturday that we didn't get a chance to, so we will try to answer as many questions as we can today. And I will try not to go too deep into any of them. 2010 Lincoln MKZ, all-wheel drive, non-THX, has a center channel in the dash, but Crutchfield doesn't show on. Also, front door or rear deck for base signal. Okay, front door for base signal in a Ford always. As far as the center channel goes, it's probably going to be the Ford 3.5. The reason why they don't is because it is a parallel off of the front speaker, meaning it's usually the driver's front speaker is what's parallel to the center channel in the Fords, especially the non-THX or the non-BO or, and it's just a speaker in the center of the dash. The reason why they don't talk about it much is because if you do put a new one in, it's going to take that down to 2 ohms on that channel, which could be a problem for the new equipment you're putting in if it's not capable. And the other thing, too, is it does sound kind of weird. Once you do put a lot of power to it. So that's why they don't. Now, if you're interested in doing like something that has some form of center channel output DSP, then yeah, you're going to want to pick up a pair of 3.5s is usually what that speaker is.
Yes.
Dean, do you or Fernando smoke premium cigars?
I miss
you. I missed you guys at Knowledge Fest Dallas last year. Are y'all coming to Dallas for Knowledge Fest this year? As of right now, no. Okay. But you never know. I'm not going to say 100% on that one. Yeah, we just right now the answer is no. However, if we find someone that wants to take us there, then we'll definitely go.
That was in Vegas. The John's friends and I.
Who's John?
John.
I got to go to the bathroom.
Jesus.
Where does he work? What state is he in?
Hang on. Diamond.
John Catalano.
So yes. We stay super late smoking cigars.
You motorcycle guy.
Yes.
You guys got so
awesome.
I wouldn't say high because it's a cigar, but you guys got so smoked out.
Yeah, that was pretty cigars. Cool. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. That was the night that you got home after me.
Yes.
Which was funny.
I was like 7 a.m, bro.
Yeah, and then we had to wake up at 7:30.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm like, stop hitting snooze. Okay, moving on.
All right.
Okay, what's the best DSP to add amps and subs to a 2018 Chevy Colorado? That's going to depend. You guys got to ask better questions. Bose, non-Bose. Always Bose, non-Bose. Premium, non-premium. If it's a non-Bose, that's just front and rear. It's a 4-channel. You need anything that has 4 channels to however you manage. However many you're planning on doing. You could go with something as a DSR1 that has 4 to 8. You could go with an Arc Audio PSM Pro, which is a 6 to 8. You could go with an Audio Control, which is 6 to 8. It's a DM608. So there are plenty of affordable options out there that will allow you to add amplifiers to it. I'm personally a fan of just getting my DSP amplifiers in a combination altogether.
Yeah.
With that truck, I would look at something small and compact, maybe a Moscone Pico, or possibly an Arc Audio Blackbird. Those are two really nice. Another one to check out would be Audison. Has a bunch of the Forza amplifiers that are really cool, that are all-in-ones. There's not a lot of room in that truck.
No.
So yeah, small
and depends
and
on your
budget.
You can check the different brands.
Yeah,
of course.
But any one of those. Now, if it is a Bose system, that's a whole nother animal. And then you're going to be looking at bigger DSPs, because that has the Bose system that has a center channel that is actually really good. Like the upmixing in that is phenomenal. So Dean, slow down. I'm trying. I just want to get through everyone's question. Yeah. So at that point, you need to start counting channels. So 1, 2, 3 across the dash, 5 with the doors, 7 and 8, and then 9. So you're going to need something that has at least 10 channels of DSP. Yes. At that point, you're probably going to be looking at an amplifier. And then that's going to be, So anyways, howdy, boys. What happened if you use the wrong color LGDs? I use blues on my 2022 F250 and heard you say use the greens the other day. Okay, so the problem is when you use the wrong ones, the load might be incorrect. I mean, it might be too low. And what happens is nothing right away, which is kind of the sad thing. The blue is the minimal amount that you need in order for the amplifier to stay stable, meaning to not go, and the tweeters go. Okay, green has a lower ohm load on there, lower impedance, which puts more resistance on the radio. Some amplifiers need that. Now, we've just defaulted to the LGD greens because it seems to work the best on all. And there again, it's not going to matter. It's higher than the 4 ohms that the speaker is going to do. So we're all good. What you'll notice is in a couple days or in a week or maybe 2 weeks, if the audio shuts off, then you'll need to pull the blues out and put the greens in. If the audio never shuts off, then you're fine. So we just recommend greens because we know that covers all the bases, and that seems to work the best on most vehicles now, except for the new Bronco and that new platform there, which needs a 10 ohm, which is, 2 greens in tandem, or the new purple from Metra.
Check metraonline.com.
What is that kit? I can't find the T-Spec site.
What kit?
Really? It's just tspeconline.com.
Metra, and then you go to the catalog, and there.
Yeah. Keep in mind that the products that are in the install aren't necessarily T-Spec or Tsunami. It's just T-Spec and Tsunami are conveniently enough sponsoring it so that at some point you may want to use their products, which are pretty cool.
Oh, they're awesome.
I was trying to think what I did with since we're going down that road.
Okay.
I know, I promised. All right, hold on.
Oh, yeah. We're not going deep into these questions.
Okay? No, we're not. But this one, this is the cool one. So this has 4 powers, 4 grounds, and 4 remote turn-on. Remote turn-ons are all fused. Everything is fused. Yeah. You have your remote input here on the side, along with your powers and grounds, and then all your outputs are right here. This is pretty cool.
Yeah.
This one was slated to go into the lab, which was Fernando's car, until the lady decided to
change your plan.
Custom modify Fernando's front end. Hey, kicker key 200.4 running active. Does the set of bottom crossovers for the mid bass or some sort of a bandpass for the mid? It's the bottom. So the really cool thing about the kicker key, if you decided you wanted to get really geeky on it, there is a white paper that's available to you, which explains all the back end stuff. You're never going to read it because it's way too many pages. So I'll save you the trouble and say when it is doing its setup, and if you haven't done it yet, then when you will, you'll hear it. It goes, it makes all these funny noises. When it's doing that, it's figuring out what type of speaker is in the dash, whether it's a tweeter or a mid-range, actively crosses it over and band passes the mid-range at that point. So it takes care of all that stuff for you. That 80, 60, 80, or I forgot what the other one is merely there for a bottom on the mid-bass, which completes the band pass for the mid-range, mid-bass. So it'll know whether you're putting a tweeter or a 3.5 in there. It automatically figures that out for you. How cool is that?
Yeah. It is so cool.
I know, it is.
All right.
Come on, man. You got to be faster. Got to be fast. I could have answered the question. What was your opinion on the Alpine DSP amp for the Model Y? I am waiting for tax return to get it for my Model 3 with the Focal inside speakers. So right now, you can't buy the amp by itself. However, you can buy the Moscone Pico system for, is it time? Yeah, it's time.
Yeah.
You can buy the Moscone Pico system for it that has the plugs, the DSP, and all the fun things to go along with it. You can find that over on Moscone-America.com in the plug and play section. But yeah, there is a Moscone system for that. Now,
what's up, Gary?
Hey, Gary, to answer the question about that amplifier specifically, because I think it's a pretty badass amplifier for sure. I'm hoping it becomes something that we can buy non-Tesla related, because it's a pretty nice little amplifier for what it's doing. But there's no sheet cost on the individual amplifier yet, so it's like the whole system. I will say that the system sounded really good, but you kind of have the right thought process there by going with the Focal speakers. That was kind of our analysis, sitting there really listening to it with the owner of the vehicle, is the tweeters are kind of soft. Like you really gotta to get them to. So in comparison to the Mercedes we did earlier in the week, where we put a Blackbird in it with the similar style speakers, that European 4-inch with tweeter, that thing rips shit up. It's the easiest way to say that.
All right.
Hi, Mary Lou. Is it possible for a DSP to lose its crossover settings? If not, what prevents this from happening? Also, will you be posting the February 26th show? What was the February 26th show?
I don't know.
I'll have to go back and see what the February 26th show was and why it didn't posted, because everything gets posted. Is it possible? Highly unlikely. Nothing is impossible because anything can happen. But I've never, in all the DSPs that we've ever set up, lost crossover settings. Now, depending on the DSP, some of them don't save properly. However, most of them have fixed that issue. So, for example, like an Arc Audio auto saves, and it's
Chris?
Must have been it. Arc Audio auto saves, like it is the most brutal saving DSP you could ever make. Like, I've literally ripped the USB out of the thing and plugged it back in, and it has started up right where I left off. I have never been able to do that before. It is freaking scary. Moscone. The cool thing about Moscone's DSP that I really like is that once you plug in the DSP to the car, it turns on the DSP and the amplifiers. So it's not reliant on the car. A lot of these stop-start or push-to-start vehicles will time out after a while. Not all of them have any form of a bypass to keep the car on. So some of the DSPs like Audio Control and Helix have like a time machine feature built into them, where they will auto save up to a point, and then they will just, like, if the power is lost, they lock, and then you can save or update or do whatever you like once power comes back on. The time machine in the Helix is a little bit more. It has a running, so it's like time machine for Apple, if any of you guys know what that is, where you can just kind of like scroll back through and go to a specific point. It's not as cool as Apple, like you can see what you're doing, but like you can guess, like, hey, 10 minutes ago or 20 minutes ago I did this. I don't know what Audison does, but I'm sure they have made it pretty good, because in the past it was not good. So I'm sure the newer software is better, because that was a big major complaint. Anyways, yeah, I don't know of any ones that aren't going to do that other than if something catastrophic happens. I have 3 component sets with a passive crossover and a set of coaxial speakers with passive crossovers. How do I set the actual crossover on the amp? High, full, or low? My thoughts are low. Your thoughts would be high. So a high pass crossover limits, I understand. A high-pass crossover limits low bass from getting to a speaker, and a low-pass crossover limits high frequency from getting to a speaker. So, for example, if you had a subwoofer, you'd use a low-pass crossover because that's going to prevent the high frequencies from getting to the subwoofer. And on the opposite side, with your mid-range, you're going to use a high-pass crossover because that's going to prevent low frequencies from getting to your speakers. So you're going to probably set around 80 hertz is a good place to stop on all your mids and highs. Start, I should say, on all your mids and highs, and the same for your sub. And then you can adjust it from there once you start playing music. I wouldn't get too much lower than 80 hertz because most of these speakers are not designed to do that, and most amplifiers only have a 12 dB crossover and not a 24 dB crossover. So it is going to play a lot more past 80 because your slope is basically what's happening is every octave it's going down 12 dB every octave. So it's not that you're not going to play between 80 and 40. You're going to play fine. It's just once you get to 40, it's going to be 12 dB less volume as opposed to 24 dB less volume, which is a lot steeper slope, which allows you to get those lower crossover points and your speakers don't have problems. So anyways.
All right.
Everyone's going, what is he doing? What do you recommend for a sub box not to slide around in the trunk? Someone told me Velcro. If you live in a cold state, Velcro will work fine. Here in Florida, Velcro turns into boogers, and it's slimy, gooey, nasty, like Ghostbusters type stuff. What we like to do is take a 1¼ inch piece of blown PVC that's 1/2 inch thick, and we will make a track in the floor to suspend the box in place, usually attaching it to the spare tire cover, whether it be made out of plastic, foam, cardboard, whatever they make it out of. We screw it in through the bottom, so we use big pan head screws and washers to create a bigger surface area. We come up through the bottom into the PVC. The nice thing is that the box can actually shift a little, which is what you want. When people bolt them into place and make them very rigid, it's going into wood, and it's usually metal on metal. And I can't tell you how many times it either rips out of the wood, snaps a screw head, or rips it right out of the floor. By having the box in there, which Velcro would do the same thing, and have it being able to move just a little, it does minimize the amount of times it's going to try to rip itself out. I don't know why. It's just pretty cool. But there again, if you live in a cold state, Velcro will work. And the other thing too is if you get like not the soft side, but the hard side. In some cars, the hard side will automatically just stick right to the carpet, so you only got to put it on the box itself, which is nice because sticky, gooey stuff on your carpet kind of sucks. Heap Kings offers the Alpine amp with wiring harness. Comes from China. That's how I'll get my Alpine amp. There you go. I can only recommend what Alpine US does. We did talk about Moscone America and the Pro 830. One of the amplifiers we often always talk about real quick is, sadly, not in Fernando's car right now, but it is the Pro 430. This has two. Gee, that sad moment. So this amplifier we've done a full review on, but what makes this unique is its staggered power, and also channels 1, 2 are what they call AAB, meaning at lower volumes when the amplifier isn't getting taxed to the extreme, it will be a full A amplifier. But then as you roll up the amplifier, it uses their weird patented slide technology, which then moves it more. It's basically changing the bias in some guards, but it's doing a lot more than that. But it's the easiest way to think about it if you guys understand bias. It's changing it more to an AB so that it can put out more power and be more efficient, because trying to do class A at a lot of wattage is not an easy thing. Now, if you're thinking that is the coolest thing in the world, and it is, and you'd like to buy just that amplifier, they do make a 2-channel version of it that just started shipping, which is the 210 AAB. So now you can get the awesome front channel on this in a standalone amplifier. How cool is that? So if you just want to rock out your tweeters and your 2.5, 3.5s in the dash, it's the amplifier to get. However, otherwise, you want to pick up the 430. Ooh. Now, the 830, which is right there, has 2 channels of output. So you could put one of these and one of those in there and have the best of both worlds.
That's true.
Yeah, there's something that's, when you put 2 of those together like that, things just feel right in the world. I don't know what it is. It's kind of strange. Okay, next question.
All right.
Hey guys, 2023 Honda CRV Hybrid Sport Touring 12 speaker Bose premium system. What's the best way to go and get good system in the car? I already have a DM810. Is that good to go? That is a negative, Ghost Rider. The pattern is full. That is not going to work for you. Bose systems are very particular. If you have 12 speakers in the car, more than likely you have 12 outputs from the amplifier, and 8 to 10 is 8. You're missing 4. So the problem you're going to run into is you have to figure out what speakers you don't want to integrate into your car. You could do some summing, but you still only have 8 channels to sum in, so it's not really enough channels. Something like this, I would highly recommend going to a bigger DSP. Audison is really screaming that, and so is Helix. Both of those have big 12 and 14 channel inputs that allow you to do everything into the amplifier and everything out of the amplifier and keeps your life nice and simple. The other thing, too, is that you have to be real careful when upgrading into a Bose system. How does it sound? Is it upmixed? And the only thing you want to do is equalization. A lot of the times, that is something that you, like when you're listening to the car, does it have a good center image? Does it sound like it's coming from the center above the steering wheel on both sides of the car? If it does, the only thing you may want to do is equalization and nothing else. But a DM810 is not going to get you where you want to be in this because the rear speakers are delayed. And even if you leave them out, like if you're just going to do front and disconnect the rears, might sound weird. Don't know. But that would be all you could do with that. One thing you do have to keep in mind in any of the Honda systems or any Bose system, you do have to keep the center channel on its own channel. You cannot get rid of it. Specifically in a Honda, that's typically where your navigation prompts come from, as well as your Bluetooth phone. So you have to keep it in there. And it sounds pretty good too. But so plan on adding or replacing that speaker for sure. Ken, what's happening, my friend? Dean, you're going to have to speak up. I'm sorry. We know that's not the case. Okay. Oh, geez. Hold on. I got to pull this one up. Oh, not that one. Sorry, Mary Lou. Is cardboard the new expanded PVC? So the funny thing here is, yes, and that's what Chris Vera actually texted me about. The box is up there. Yeah. So when Chris Vera was building his new amp rack for his car with his 455 U's of a plenty, he mocked it all up on a piece of cardboard, which I clowned his ass hardcore for because why wouldn't I? However, if any of you guys caught the video last week where I was mocking up the Memphis amp racks that I'm building, amp rack that I'm building right now for Memphis to be displayed at the CMA, I had a piece of cardboard because it went into the box, so it was all, the box we're going to ship it in is as big as a piece of cardboard. So I used that to see if I could figure out. So he's clowning me because I clowned him. So thank you. And touche, that was good. Glad you caught on that. Okay, sorry. Next one.
Okay.
2024 Silverado 2500 HD non-Bose IOK amplified radio. Pack says LPH harness with green LGDs will do the job. Metro shows the AX DSP interface. What route would you go? Also, where to mount the amps? So the AXD SPL, which is light, is capable of going in anything, okay? That's the cool thing about the platform that Metric came out with. It could go high level, it could go low level, it really doesn't care. It's capable of doing amp pro features as well as just being a high level to low level depthler. So think of it as like a DSR1 just made by Metra, which you could do a DSR1 in this if you wanted because that only has 4 channel output. Left, right, front, rear. Nothing too specific. So if all you're planning on doing is adding like a 5-channel amplifier or a 4-channel amp on a monoblock or whatever it is along those lines, either one of them will get them there. The difference is you can get into the Metra Light DSP, which will give you some DSP options. If you're not planning on adding a DSP, might be a good idea. What's going to hurt? The other thing, too, is I think the Metra piece takes in consideration the chime and will tone it down. So that's usually one of the things that with the Chevys they do add in, which if you're going to go with the DSP won't matter because you can do it with the DSP. But the other part, now keep in mind you'll probably need the ACLGD3s with the Metra piece, but I'm not sure. I don't know what they're doing with theirs. So, okay. Is there an online retailer like Crutchfield, for example, that sells and ships Moscone, Arc Audio, or Helix DSP amplifiers? Starting in reverse, Helix, no. Helix is a dealer only specific. That's it. MSC says no internet sales. There might be one guy somewhere, but probably not. Arc Audio, you could actually buy directly from Arc Audio, and they will ship it to you from the closest retailer, which is a really good way to do that. And as far as Moscone goes, I thought you could get it from Crutchfield, but I don't know. Mary Lou, want to chime in on that?
Can you get it?
Or you could just give Ad a call. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll sell anything anywhere that calls me. And Paul's the same way. If there's a Moscone product that you want, just give Paul a call. He will ship it out to you very
happy.
It'll be in the mail before you hang up the phone.
Yep.
Hold on. What's it say? First time I amplify the chime. Ouch. Ding, ding, ding. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Use
yeah. That'll
grab that frequency.
Little bit of water. A little bit of water in your pants. You know, just like, am I caught up?
No. What are you talking about, dude?
I was going
to. You got like 100.
Hello, guys.
Questions.
Happen to know anyone that tunes Moscone in the Midwest? Sage and those guys are about 4 hours away, but they are booked up on their own stuff. Jay says, hi, guys from Columbus. Oh, don't sell Moscone. Oh, wait. Oh, don't sell Moscone, but doesn't he tune almost anything? I know I'll need help with the aerospace. So the real question would have been, since, okay, Sage is booked up. Mm-hmm. Trying to think of who else is out there. If you want to drive down to Georgia, I know Jeff Smith will tune anything you want. So, you can reach out to Jeff Smith, and he'll gladly tune your stuff for you. I honestly don't know. I mean, I would wait for Sage personally, but trying to think who else is out there.
I don't know.
I don't know if, have you tried Titan? I don't know if they're familiar enough with the software to do it, but what's up, Pedro?
What's up, buddy?
Yeah, that's a good question. Come to Maryland. Closer than Georgia. That's true.
There you
go. Yeah, go. Next one.
Okay, next
Stop looking at your phone. Dude, it's nothing important. Good evening. I have an 08 GMC Savannah. Is that a fan? The rear speakers work, but the front speakers will only come on intermittently. Could be factory radio amplifier going out or something else. All right, it's an 08 Chevy vehicle, GMC, whatever you want to call it. You need new speakers. I'll tell you that right now. Unless it's Bose. If it's Bose, yeah, you have a 50-50 shot on the amplifier being bad versus the speakers. But we even made a video on this. Why does my Chevy vehicle not play audio anymore? The speakers that GM used for a long time were trash. So more than likely that is the problem. I would look at maybe replacing them with some of the power base plug and plays. Simple enough upgrade. They'll plug right in. You don't have to do any cutting or anything like that. But I would check and see if they make a factory replacement for that. They're definitely worth the upgrade. But yeah, it's it's probably just the speakers are bad.
So about Moscone for Crutchfield is no.
Oh, the other place you can buy. You know what? Dude, you can get Moscone from Sage and the guys over at Sounds Good Stereo. Yeah. So you can buy Moscone from Sounds Good Stereo out of Tennessee. Duh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it, right?
Okay. Ready?
Oh yeah, those wires in the boots have started to break.
Huh?
Yeah. No, the Chevy, the wires in the boots are starting to break. I would still think it's the speaker, but yes, you're correct. It could be faulty wiring at this point. We've had one of those. The driver's door wire sucked.
No.
Using a 200.4, do you have to use the matching subwoofer amp 500.1, or can you use a different amp? And what would you set the low pass crossover at, being the its own crossover setting? Okay, so no, you don't have to. Okay, so understanding the difference between the key products is probably where you want to start first. The key 200.4 is a acoustic, meaning it has a microphone and it listens, acoustic DSP. So you put a little microphone on the seat, it plays a bunch of stuff, and it gives you a great sound. The 500.1 has a key lock built into it. The key lock is an electrical RTA DSP. So what it does is it looks at the signal coming out of the radio, corrects it, and then allows you to amplify that signal. So what makes the 500.1 magic is the key lock. So if you want to use any other amplifier in the car, I would suggest buying a key lock to come out of the factory radio, come into your 200.4, as well as whatever sub amp you buy, and that will solve a lot of the issues. The car that we have today, which we'll probably talk about tomorrow, is a it's a Toyota Tundra 2024, and what we're putting in it is a key lock to fix the Toyota nonsense. It's going into a 200.4, which is going to be running the front stage, a set of Kenwood 6903s, 3.5 in the dash, 6 behind under the door. And then we're using the Kenwood 801 to power two 12-inch subs underneath the back seat. So out of the radio, into the key lock, 2 channels, it's wide off to go into both of the amplifiers. And we could use the 800.1 because the key lock is going to fix everything for us. Otherwise, what you run into is that you're still going to have crappy bass because whatever the factory is doing, which is usually some form of roll-off, some form of high-pass filtering, it's going to just make it sound poopy. Okay. So this fixes all that. So anyways. Question about your favorite vehicle, F-150. Going for sound quality, so what 3-way brand would you suggest? So
Utopia amps.
Utopia amps. So sound quality is a funny thing, right? Everyone always says they want sound quality, and then they get in the car and they're like, "Oh, what else you got?" So I don't really need to. There's no good answer for this. That's like your version of sound quality versus my version versus his version. It's 3 totally different happy people here. As far as competition goes, that's a 4th nightmare that we don't necessarily need to talk about. So anytime I talk to a person, the first question I ask is, what type of home audio system do you have? If all you have is a soundbar, we move on to the next topic. However, if you have a home stereo, chances are good you've had it for more than a week and you know what it sounds like and you kind of like it. Look at the tweeters. What kind of tweeters do you have? Do you have hard dome? Do you have soft dome? Then you have to think, what do I like about them and what do I not like about them? So, for example, if you're listening to 2-channel audio and it feels kind of soft and you have a soft dome, you're probably going to want a hard dome because the soft dome isn't bright enough for you. You would know that. You'd be like, man, I just wish it was a little brighter. It just always seems kind of soft. That's what a soft dome does. So if you're a hard dome guy, you want to look at something that has a hard dome, something like a Focal or anything with a metal hard dome or some form of composite hard dome like K2 and whatnot from Focal. That hard dome is going to make that sizzle. If you're like, no way, then you want to look at like a soft dome. So soft dome would be something like Morel, a Hertz, an Audison, and anything out there that uses some kind of a cloth material for the tweeter. That's the most important thing, is where to start, because that is going to be the thing that tweeter is always a thing that drives people crazy. Next, you're just going to find a 3-way set that'll fit in the car. And that is important depending on the car and whether or not you want to have A-pillars made. If you got a new F-150, you need to look at something that has a very small mid-range and that's not very shallow, because there is no room in that dash. Okay. Tundra Crew Max rear door component versus coaxial K2. Can't find a video. You mentioned your preference. I would go coaxial only because trying to mount that tweeter in the rear door of a Tundra is a nightmare. Mm-hmm. It basically just, the way the factory goes in, your aftermarket can't do that. We build 6 pieces of acrylic that sleeve onto it. It sucks. I hate doing it. So if it were me, I would just get the coaxial and be happy. Because it will sound great. The only thing, too, is that tweeter's up really high and forward, so you have to really tone it down because you don't want it to interfere with the tweeter that you want to hear but is farther away. So coaxial.
Coaxial, yeah. Nice. All right. Oh, that's the same one.
What?
The same.
Same question?
3 questions, the same.
There you go. Bonus.
There you go.
Okay. Oh, God. Been trying to contact y'all via email, but have struggled. So I have a 2018 Camaro 1SS. I'm doing a full system and have already finished the whole system, and it plays and remote turn on and works. Only problem is has a factory amplifier that is not Bose. Yep. It took I took out the signal before it hits the stock amp, but apparently low-level signal already goes to the amp. I need to get signal from the radio, but in these Camaros, the radio module and FM receiver are under the passenger side of the dash. Correct. I don't. Is there a question in there somewhere?
I think
I
it's
mean,
just
I
not
took out
working.
the signal before it hits the stock amplifier, but apparently low-level signal already goes to the amp. I mean, in the basic so there's three systems in that car. There's a non-amplified, there's a basic amplified, and then there's the Bose system. Um, I believe the amplified system is still variable voltage, low level signal, which would turn up and down with the volume knob. And it really doesn't matter if you get it at the amplifier in the trunk or the radio module up in the passenger kick. I would go for the passenger or up in the driver's kick because there's a harness for that. So PAC makes a harness that's easy enough to go up in there and get it, as opposed to cutting the harness in the back by the amplifier. But you'd have to test that with a voltmeter to see if the signal's rising
It's not
up
like
and
they
down.
make the Ampro for that car.
Not for
The 2018.
No, the Amp Pro. It's the square harness. They never made an Amp Pro with the square harness. So, and then also you have to worry about the fake engine noise, which is the dark blue purple or purple dark blue wire. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a purple dark blue wire that has to be disengaged, so that you don't get speakers go crazy. Go ahead. I added an aftermarket backup camera. Would I need an adapter to go back to my factory backup camera? I added an aftermarket backup camera. Would I need an adapter to go back to my factory backup camera? Yeah. An aftermarket backup camera is going to be an RCA. That is not what a factory has. It's going to have some form of a plug. Factory backup cameras are 6 volt, not 12 volt. So you need to find an optional 12 volt source. But if it had if it had a factory camera in it, as long as no one cut it, you could just buy a factory camera replacement, which is what I recommend doing, and plug it right in. But I mean, I hope that answers that question.
May 19. May 19 is Brian's show?
Maybe. I don't think we can make it if it is. Nah, Dean and Brian may not even be at the show. Not sure how. Yeah. Because if it's in May, we can't make it. And I think I knew that because we're going to be gone, or we're going to be gone like the week before. So May is too soon. Hey guys, have you ever heard of this little company called Audio Control? Well, if you haven't, you can find them over at audiocontrol.com. Right now, one of the cool things that they have going on is subwoofers, which you can't see because it's way back there. That is the Spike Series 8-inch enclosure out of Fernando's car that's been in there ever since we made that video. It's pretty awesome. However, if you'd like to buy one already in an enclosure, you can do that. They make both Spike as well as Space Series woofers in beautiful preloaded enclosures, and they are beautiful. They are quite beautiful. As well as you can get them for both the Jeep Gladiator and Wrangler, JK or JL. So head over to audiocontrol.com and check out your options for subwoofer enclosures, or just buy raw subwoofers. All their subwoofers come with rubber boots around the magnet, as well as grills in the box. You don't have to go buy extra grills, which I'm so happy they did that. audiocontrol.com. Next. Any IRTA 3s in the works with USB-C and Android capability? Okay, so they will do USB-C. They work fine with USB-C. Android capability is nothing I can control because, hey, guys don't make RTA apps for Android. So if you'd like to use it on a USB-C, the easiest way to do that is to buy the Apple.
Because it works. It's just the RTA app that they make is not.
It sucks.
And
I'm not going to build an Android RTA app unless you'd like to give me $10,000. So the reason why you have to use this guy here, which you can't see, this is the Apple aux to USB-C. You have to use the Apple aux to USB-C. The reason why is because USB-Cs, they have DA converters built into them, and not all DA converters are created equal. The IRTA needs a DA converter that'll play from 20 to 20,000 hertz. We bought a shit ton of them, and we did a video on it showing this. But yes, if you have an Android device and you have a RTA app that you're super cool with, yeah, you can buy one. And you can plug it in and you can try it. Or you can call me and tell me what it is, and I'll try to figure somebody that has an Android device. But it is not our device. It is their side of things.
Yeah.
Trust me, I wish somebody would come out with an RTA app for them. I'd love to sell them the Android guys. Or Android tablet and all that crap. Hell yeah.
Uh-huh. Same thing.
I mean, I don't,
Thank you for the 5, man.
It's that open market that they have. No one does anything there because you can't make any money on it. Looking forward to the build with the KS components. Yep.
Coaxials.
I'm looking to see this Q15.
5 years.
That'll be fun. Thank you, El Fuego.
Oh, thank you, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
There you go.
Hold on. Let me scroll here. Which way did that go? Oh, I went the wrong way. Hold on. I got to fix this. New comments. There we go. Okay. Sorry. Chris Rear, on a new 4Runner like 2022, would you do 3.5-inch coaxials in the dash with a 6x9 coaxial in the door? I'm trying to tell a customer he does not want to do that without individual channels to run them separately. So the first thing is it's not really a 3.5-inch in the dash. It is a 2.25 driver. You can fit a 3.5 in there, but it does take a lot of work. By a lot of work, I mean you got to make a whole new bracket. It's not fun. I mean, it is for us. We just press print. But the 2.5 work. Now, as far as whether he is not wanting to go active or whatnot, we've done a lot of systems where we use the 6902, 6903 Kenwood Exelons. Sounds wonderful. Do I prefer doing an active front stage? 100%. Small 4-channel lamp that'll power them individually is great. If you can't see the benefit of it, just hey, can't help everybody. Hello, Dean and Fernando. I'm thinking about purchasing an audio control LC 1.800. Do you think this amp consider a sound quality amp, or would it be okay for everyday street beating? You can beat anything you want with it. It'll handle it. It's 800 watts. It's about 900 watts.
It's a sub amp.
It just does what it does, man. Yeah. It just plays bass all day long. It's a great little amp.
It's a great amp. Yeah, for sure.
We've put in tons of them over the years to do all kinds of things. Do you know why the sub RCA out on a Kenwood 908S head unit are clipping at 31, but the front and rear aren't at full volume? EQ is flat, no loudness, and crossover set the full range for front and sub. What you didn't answer in this is, what do you have the subwoofer level set to? That's important, because the subwoofer level is a plus 10 dB boost. So what that means is that if you're tapped out at top, you can go up about 2, maybe 3. So if you turn the volume all the way up, I believe you can go up 3 on the subwoofer level control before you start to clip that output. That's the most important thing. Now, if you're one of those guys that turns the subwoofer level all the way up and then turns the volume all the way up, you are going to clip your output for sure, because you're overdriving the output on it. So as far as flat, EQ is flat, no loudness, and crossover set to full range, none of that matters. Mm-hmm. Loudness wouldn't affect any of it, because loudness actually rolls off way before volume is up. The crossover is only there if your aftermarket amplifier that you're hooked up to doesn't have a crossover. And EQ, that's the only one. EQ flat will prevent it from doing anything bad. So subwoofer level control, on the other hand, that'll cause it, because they don't assume everyone is going to play with the volume all the way up all the time. So it allows you to get more bass out of it, but it is a, it would be very disappointing if you turn the subwoofer level all the way up that's really what everybody needs. They need something to slap their hands. So if you turn the subwoofer level all the way up, then your other level can't go up any higher. You know what I mean? So that would drive people crazy. Hey guys, do you work on 22 Chandras with the JBL system?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
No questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could if you're looking to do one, you could check out the Amp Pro or the DSR1 or the PSM Pro by AR integration, or just stuff like that. 2014 Honda Accord 4-speaker basic system. Will I need an LC2i or something different? No DSP in build. Okay. No, an LC2i. Okay. So you have 4-speaker output. LC2i is for 2-speaker output. So if you need some form of a high level, low level adapter, you might want to look out the LC5i, which is 4 channels of input, 5 channels of output. So if you need an external high level to low level adapter, the LC5i would be the product that you want to buy. However, that being said, you may want to look at the amplifiers that you think about purchasing. Most amplifiers nowadays do have some form of high level built into them. And when you're looking at the specifications, you have high voltage input, low voltage input. High voltage input will tell you how many volts it can take before the amplifier's high level, low level section in it will break apart. Most of those go between 8 and 10 volts. I can tell you right now that radio might have 6 volts of output if you really railed on it. Otherwise, it's going to be like 3 to 5 volts of output. Not enough to be low level, though. Don't confuse the two. So what that means is that I would just personally buy a better amplifier that has high level to low level built into it, which is why Audio Control makes the LC amplifiers, LC, LC2i, LC amplifier. So the LC amplifiers have those features built in, as do a lot of other manufacturers out there. So I'm a big fan of fewer boxes. Now, the one advantage of the LC5i in this application is you are going to need load resistors. The load resistors are built into the LC5i. So if you're like, I just want this to be easy, fine. You can go and pick up the Honda harness from PAC. You can get the LC5i with the load resistors already built into it. It'll plug right in, go RC out to your amplifiers. Boom, Bob's your uncle, everybody's happy. But LC2i, no. I would go for the LC2i Pro if you're only planning on tapping the front 2 speakers, because there again, the LC2i Pro has the load resistors built into it, as does the LC1i and the Epicenter
LC1i.
Micro.
Yeah.
So the LC2i, no. Give it to me. What is this one? Is that next?
Yeah.
Because we're running out of time.
Yeah.
Okay. I already got that one.
Yeah, you got that one.
Yep.
Okay. You can call the store, but it's just
Is there a way I can contact any sort
via phone.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really do
like that, but like I say, you can try to call the store.
Yeah.
Okay, what is the other one right there?
I don't know.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I consider surface mount as well, but coaxials will be, yeah. I would definitely just do the coaxials.
For sure. Yeah. All right, this is going to be probably the last one.
I don't know. It depends on how fun of a question it is. I have a 2004 Corolla S. I want to put full speaker and system. Where can I put the tweeter in the front or in a pillar? And what 5-channel amp and speaker would you redo? Okay, so it's a Corolla, which means it's a Toyota. It's 2004. Hopefully you're planning on doing some form of a radio in there for sure. I hope so. 2004 Corollas did have an option for tweeters. Typically what we'll do is we'll go on and we'll figure out where the factory tweeter location was. It was either in the A-pillar or in the sail panel. Either one of them for a 2004 20-year-old car, you could probably pick up the sail panels or the A-pillar pretty cheap, brand new right now from Toyota. That's what we would typically do. We would just buy those products and put our speakers into them. Now, if you don't want to do anything like that, I would look for something that has a small surface mount tweeter so that you can have it come off of the side. Kicker in the KS line of speakers does have a lot of variety as far as mounting tweeters in the weird places. Like they have little eyeballs that come off. They're actually pretty cool. And they sound really good too. So 2 things, check. And then if you can't, check out the Kicker KS stuff.
All right.
2023 Subaru BRZ with premium audio. Ooh, I'm planning on running a Key 200.4 Morel Maximo 3-ways using a passive crossover for mids and tweaks. What do you think? I think it's a bad idea. I really think it's a bad idea.
With the premium sound system?
Yeah, that's not going to work. It's a 4-channel amplifier. It's a multi-channel amplifier system. We've actually done this car with the bass plus amp system in it, and the guy wanted to do this same thing in it, and it just was not fun.
No.
Really need a bigger amplifier to do it. I mean, I wasn't happy with the outcome. He thought it was okay, but
yeah,
it really wasn't the best way to do this. We actually ended up pulling out the 3-way set and just do his 3-way set and just doing a set of coaxials. I'm sorry, 2-way system. Because for one, the factory tweeter was so small, there was no way to fit the bigger tweeter into it. So we put the tweeter where the mid range was. I don't know. It wasn't the right way to do it. For this, you really need a multi-channel amplifier with multi-channels of input. Mm-hmm. If you're looking for something small, I totally understand. I would look at either the Arc Audio Blackbird or possibly the Audison small amplifier line or a Moscone Pico.
Yeah.
But that would be the better way to do that. All right, go ahead and let me hide this. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors tonight. So we have Focal, Moscone, and Audio Control. Ooh, yeah. Hey, guys, that's it for the show. Thank you much for tuning in. We hope we got to your question tonight. I feel like we just machine gunned through these things. Thank you for being fans of the show and asking great questions. We love it when you ask great questions. If Fernando didn't get to your question tonight, I apologize. But hey, on the upside, we'll be back here Saturday to do it all over again. So we posed the question and you went and did some research and you want a follow-up question, Saturday is a great time to do it. You can also catch me Thursday nights on the Hi-Fi Vega Network. We do Side Jag and reverse polarity and Side Jag.
Okay.
Two great shows. One has nothing to do with car audio. That'd be Side Jag. It's a lot of fun. As well as the news Friday mornings at 9 o'clock. We do news. That means we just talk about car audio news and what's happening in the 12-volt community. It's pretty cool.
And Sundays,
we all go to church, right?
Yeah.
Or just sleep. I don't know.
You don't do shows on Sunday?
I don't do anything on Sunday. Okay. Oh, no. Boring Life of Dean and Haley Sunday night.
I'm just saying.
Forgot about that.
Wow, man.
Yeah, Boring Life of Dean and Haley. You can find that on the Boring Life of Dean and Haley YouTube channel or just follow me on Facebook. You can find it there. That's what we got for... What is it?
Yeah.
Phone number?
You can go to Google and type 5-Star Car Stereo, Clearwater, Florida, and you will find the phone number.
727-216-6170.
Fade to black.
You guys have a wonderful day.
Bye.
Bye.